Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer, who now can be heard. Thank you all for tuning in. You can tell how long it's been since we've done Lancer because my audio settings reset. I want to thank the people that are watching live, and also those of you that are watching on the VOD. Particularly, I want to thank our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/fsfilms. Those being Samantha Bates, Trevor Alexander, Catwater Flame, and L, without whom we wouldn't be able to do nearly as much of what we do now. But yeah, thank you very much for all your support, and if you're watching live, please stay tuned. Sit back, relax, enjoy. And we're live! Hang on. I'm gonna have to fix a thing because apparently that old one is broken.
I like how you just trusted that we weren't going to muck you up and didn't take your headphones off for the intro this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Less that I thought you were gonna muck me up. Less that I trusted that you weren't gonna muck me up, and more that I just didn't care.
It's been nice to be able to tune out sound. I can't do that.
Anyways, I have not updated I have not updated this overlay.
Ow.
It doesn't say send. Oh well,
We're
fine.
professional.
No, it's the over the everything relevant is updated. Just I haven't opened Photoshop and done
apparently
the
the cast.
Yeah, that's because I had.
Echoing. Okay.
That's because I had two things, but it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Remember, there's like a 30-second delay between us and chat.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, I'm Sen, your game master for the evening. Joining me today is Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Helena Ares, in AKA Call Sign Fury, in the SSC Black Witch. Yes, this sounds right. It's been a while. Hang on, pickle. There we go.
You seem to be in a pickle, yes.
Yes. Not anymore. See, we
I'm
murdered
amazed we
and
haven't made
got
that
out
joke sooner.
of it.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Shani Valkyrie Dragonheart, piloting the Horus Balor. What the hell? Which Valkyrie name did I give this one? Sigrun.
And Andrew.
Hello, I am Andrew, playing Skylar Shepherd, call sign Phoenix, currently piloting the Knights of the Rose Errant Renegade.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, human rights, and there's just too much for me to say any specific thing, so just in general, big middle fingers to the Republican Party. When last we left off.
And equivalent parties that might be mucking things up wherever you live.
Yes, those two.
Mm-hmm.
We call them the Nationals in my country.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they want to call themselves here, except it's more nationalists.
Oh,
Something-
I thought you were
sort
going to
of-
say National.
Some sort of nationalist party, which I believe has a shorter term.
Anyways,
I'm
sure it'll get to you.
No, I just did not see that coming. So, when last we left off...
Holy crap, that one came out of left field so fucking
hard.
hard.
Yes, all the mech pods are females. They could indeed be called the Furies. The Furies are alive inside the mirror. When last we left off, the group of 3 Lancers infiltrated, in air quotes, one of the mansions of one of the rebel barons that is engaging this protracted. Actually, no, it wasn't the rebel baron. It was the marshal of the. It was the warden of the prison complex that they just overthrown. infiltrated their home, stole a bunch of shit, killed a lot of people, and left. Coming out with a variety of loot, a newfound respect for Fury's call sign, and some information on a potential a target. You eventually make it back to the forward operating base. You see when you arrive, you see that more entrenched defenses have been established as the Demon Corps is basically turning this into a defensible position. You notice that Valkyrie. You notice particularly it's your what are they called?
The Dragon Raiders.
Yeah, it's your Dragon Raiders that are sort of primarily forming the exterior defense right now. Obviously, that's not going to be. They're going to rotate through with other mech pilots, but at the moment, they primarily Dragon Raiders on the external defenses. So standing guard, keeping watch, outside the mines. Inside, things are still repairing. It's gonna take a few more days before everything gets repaired, but y'all have finished your downtime activities, and you have some information. I think you had more information than just what you got from the mansion because some of y'all were like talking to people for your downtime activities.
Yes.
That's where we got the raid from.
Yep.
That's also where I got a backstreets opportunity that is either an ambush or a scouting reserve in the capital city.
Yes.
Also, I have encrypted data as the location of a orbital drop reserve, and another encrypted data that I have not decrypted yet.
Yes. So.
Right. I remember those now.
So there's a little while before the next sort of like. There's a little while before the next sort of target discussion meeting. Is there anything you'd like to do with the newfound information that you have before then?
I mean, share around the orbital drop reserve location for anyone who might be able to do something about it or enhance upon it, and then see if I can get this remaining data decrypted.
Like list of friendly, of non-friendly.
I feel like at the moment the second list is a lot larger.
I have no idea how to even pronounce this name. I don't know why I grabbed it and used it.
Write it down and I'll give it a shot.
It's Welsh, I
Either
think.
of us. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, Kalak.
Kalak? Alright, cool. Kalak.
Kalik, or I think something like that. Yeah.
Kalik.
Yeah.
Kalik is the pilot of the Witch. A pilot of a witch. In the Demon Corps, who's fairly good with technology and might be somebody. It's either Kalik or no, yeah, Kalik's your best bet for someone who could decrypt something in a rush. Though there is just a technology, information. There is an information decrypting team amongst the Demon Corps that is here. They're not mech pilots, so they would take a little, they'd focus on it, but it would be accurate, but take a little bit longer, basically. Or Kayla could give it a shot, and it would take less time, but it might not be accurate.
Sorry, was that aimed at me? I was actually looking at pronunciations on that name.
Yeah, that was aimed at you. Basically,
Sorry, what was that?
You could give it to the data decryption team of the Demon Corps, and they'll take a little while, but it'll be accurate. Or you can give it to Kalik, who could do it quickly, but it might not be accurate.
Apparently, it's got several different pronunciations, ranging from Kalia to Kalik, or just like anything in between.
You know, Kalik.
Kalik. All right. I'll hand it off to. We got. How long do we have before our next mission?
Once repairs are, you imagine that around the time repairs are finishing, which will be like a day. The next mission will be a go. So
I guess the question is, would
the
I guess the question is, would the information team have it after we're ready to go versus Kaylee having it before?
Yeah, basically, like the information team would probably have it before, after your next mission. Kaylee would be able to do it before the next mission, but it might not be 100%.
Yeah, let's hand it to Kaylee.
All right. Kaylee, who's a short, sort of short, dark hair, pale skin, has lots of like additional like technological devices hanging off of their jumpsuit. The kind of person that almost looks like the kind of person that looks like they always have like half a workshop hanging off them. Takes the encrypted data pad, fumbles with it for a little bit, pulls a jack out of their data pad, plugs it into it, and just begins working. After make a roll here real quick. So yeah, very quickly actually, she deciphers this. This was the other data pad you got from the warden.
Yeah, the one that I had not decrypted yet.
So she looks at it, sort of like looks and leans back from it. I'm not quite sure what to make of this. Sort of hands it back to you.
What does it say?
It says it's a report. It seems to be a very detailed report, although the proper nouns in it don't seem to make sense. It's not encrypted. It's just the thing, like it has context that you don't have. And what you get out of it is there seems to be some sort of additional presence on the planet that the warden had people researching into, and the phrase that they're using to reference this are the assimilated, and it doesn't make clear what that means at any point, but it references like several times how in addition to having to deal with the Hessinian forces, they're also dealing with outbreaks of assimilated in what were at one point isolated outbreaks have become increasingly more threatening, and they are looking into the source of this anomaly.
All right, information on outbreaks of assimilated.
There's also reference in the report that you're reading of testing done on indoctrinated subjects. Those are two proper nouns that seem to be being used: assimilated and indoctrinated. You're not certain if they are the same or not.
Is indoctrinated being used as a proper noun rather than an adjective?
Correct.
Okay.
It may also be an adjective. Like, it's one of those things where you could be referring to somebody by an adjective. But But in this particular case, it is being used as a title or a name.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll lose at it.
Interesting.
Never heard of anything like it before, but I mean, it's a wide galaxy.
I mean, nothing by that name, but things with similar connotations I've heard before.
Yeah, certainly. I've heard of like the act of assimilating things and the act of indoctrination, but never as a proper noun and referred to almost like a virus.
Something to keep an eye out for while we're marching on this campaign.
Mm.
Oh, thank you for that. I'll have it for the debrief, at least.
Do you provide the intel on the who do you provide the intel on the orbital drop zone?
To Empress if she needs it.
Empress? Oh, yeah. She'll
And
accept
also on the indoctrinated and assimilated.
it. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, she'll take all of that. So there's been a general call for Lancers and mech pilots to war room in 3 hours, basically.
No.
Anything y'all want to do before that meeting?
Sleep for 2.5 of those 3 hours.
Take a shower.
That.
For how many of those 3 hours?
1.
Valkyrie will take a half-hour shower, take as much of a nap as she can. If she needs to, she can just take use a dose of her of kick to stay awake if she needs to.
Y'all, you haven't been going nonstop. There was rest in your downtime activities for whatever.
All right.
It's not like
Yeah, but we also did just get back from a little side mission of our own, and
in which Fury was drunk for at least the beginning of it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
probably
No, it'll
in
be a
her
2-hour
absence.
shower. Sort of.
So
Water.
sober up, try and wash
Yeah.
away the headache.
Uh-huh.
And the blood.
Yep.
How she got blood on the inside of her suit, nobody knows.
It was very messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Skylar would sleep for 2.5 hours, take a 10-minute shower in which she is actively annoyed that the other two have used all the hot water, and then just generally make herself.
That implies there was hot water to begin with.
I'm sure somebody printed a heating mechanism.
All right, but 3 hours pass. You and the rest of the mech pilots adjourn to the meeting room. Empress stands before the hollow table that's been set up, and you see that there are several sort of like bits of information on board. It seems like with the information that you brought back, there are more options for this particular next mission. Empress to the group. We've reached a point of security, foothold here, which means that we can start planning for larger reaching strikes against both sides of this conflict. We have some new information which provides additional goals. We're not going to be able to acquire all of the goals in the conflict, but we may be able to deal with multiples at once. So, for the next mission, I'm going to be splitting our forces. We're going to have Johnny's Dragon Raiders leading an assault on one of these objectives, while our Lancers and some of their hand-picked mech pilots lead an assault on the other. We currently have 4 objectives. We narrow it down to 2. And she indicates through the map here. 1. There's a royalist A Royalist Air Command. The Hessidian Royal Forces have the air superiority of this war. They are currently fielding large gunships and at least one or two capital class dropships, the sort that carry mechs into battle for rapid drop and deployment. If we could capture this air command, we can make use of its manufacturing facilities and resources for our own, begin printing our own air force. Secondly, there's a nearby rebel supply depot. It's not going to have the obvious. It's not going to have the obvious military benefits of capture. However, it is well stocked with the resources the rebel barons have been stealing from the people of this world. Therefore, capturing it will ensure that we will have no shortage of supplies should we be besieged, or should we deal with long stretches of inability to acquire additional resources. Additionally, thanks to the efforts of gestures towards the three of you, our lances, we have learned of a rebel orbital spike in the area. This, according to the information that we have, and from some preliminary scout work, this is a orbital station that uses fractional near-light jumps to almost near instantaneously deploy mechs into battle, as well as a high-powered gravitational hook to retrieve mechs from battle. This is something that provides them with, while the Royal Air Command provides the Royalists with an air superiority, this orbital spike allows the rebels to deploy basically anywhere. This would also be useful for our own conflict. Finally, a research mission. There are several independent laboratories to the south of opposition. They've been contracted by the rebel baronies to research something known as the Assimilated. We have no information on this threat, though it does appear to be a threat. Our fourth potential target, would be to infiltrate this laboratory and acquire any and all research materials and documentation on these enemies. So, you to my pilots and my lancers. What do you want to pursue? So,
If I might, I don't like leaving an enemy unknown and allow them to potentially pose a greater threat by getting the drop on us. I would like the Lancer team, at the very least, to perform the reconnaissance mission on these science facilities and find out what this assimilated threat is. As for the Dragon Raiders, they know raiding like no one else, and with the loss of the Chained, we could secure the supplies that we need to make this war. Well, we can eliminate the factor of attrition from this battle. While the strategic advantages of the two orbital supports are not to be scoffed at, I think discovering our missing enemy and ensuring that we have the supplies to outlast them will be the most important.
Yeah. What's this assimilated? We haven't heard anything about it. Let's go after the enemy we know is there. There's gunships. We stop more mechs coming in. It's going to be a lot faster. I say we go after the air command and the orbital spike.
It's a long shot, but we could potentially lure the Royalists into a false sense of security by hitting the supply depot. I think taking the orbital spike is probably going to work against that idea because it might make the Royalists think if they're aware of us, which they quite possibly are at this point, the only time we've actually engaged with them was in our initial deployment. So if we keep hitting the rebels, they might think we're on the same side and let their guard down. This could let us capture the air command base later.
Fair.
As for what we actually do, i.e., well, decision making has never been my forte.
Yeah. The other mech pilots are sort of similarly divided at the moment. The Empress looks at the three of you. So it seems that our primary thought process, supply depot, gesturing towards Valkyrie, and military acquisitions, gesturing towards Fury, and looking over towards Valkyrie. Not many seem to be behind the idea of investigating an unknown threat.
I think they'll regret it if it comes to strike them from behind and we have no knowledge of our foe. The name does not bode well with me.
Oh, then.
That's creepy.
She gestures towards Valkyrie and Fury, who are sort of the most vocal on the two different sides. Two of you, then. Have a test of wills. Make your arguments. Valkyrie, convince me that this unknown enemy is a certain threat.
While Skylar doesn't show it, she is incredibly relieved that she was not picked. She's too professional to let that show, though.
The Valkyrie sort of lays the data pad that she had the information on onto the table and just sort of like dishes it across the table. The enemy that we've been facing of the rebels have actively been researching these individuals and fearing their presence. They consider them more of a threat than even ourselves, as far as we can tell by this correspondence. If this thing is allowed to strike us unawares, then we have turned our war on two fronts into a war on three, with an enemy from below that we do not know enough about to counteract. Not only that, there is a fourth group, these indoctrinated that are mentioned. Whether they are related to the assimilated or not, we don't know. The more unknowns we have, the more danger there is of something striking us unawares. The names themselves, assimilated, indoctrinated, speak of something virulent and corruptive, something that might turn our own forces against us if necessary. I'd rather not lose our men to some kind of corruption that would turn our own mechs against us. Say it's a rogue NHP that has completely unshackled itself and started consuming technology and assimilating it into itself. Would we want that threat at our backs, waiting to take our technology from us and turn it against us?
Empress nods. There's sort of a muttering from the surrounding pilots. Empress nods and looks to Fury. And Fury, convince me that military acquisition is our best step forward.
No, fine. It's. I didn't know all that. There's some swearing under her breath. Listen, she took a very long shower and did not hear any of the background things. She was busy.
I love the immediate capitulation.
Yep.
I will say, Empress addresses, do not like the idea of an unknown enemy. I'd like to know all of my variables when planning out a war, or at least as many of them as possible. Lancers, you three will be infiltrating a laboratory alone. There will be no room for additional mech pilots with you. You are to limit the amount of destruction as much as possible. These are, as far as we're aware, civilian structures. These are the people we are fighting to save. They will not give this information willingly because they are under the thumb of the rebel baronies, but we are not their oppressors. Because this is a smaller strike squadron, I will send the Dragon Raiders after the orbital spike. I myself will pursue the rebel supplies. We'll split the difference, as it were. We will acquire some amount of supplies, and also, at the very least, take the spike out of the equation, if not acquire it for ourselves.
And to Phoenix's point, this will likely further ingrain in the royalists the idea that we are a threat more to the rebels than to them, and potentially lower their guard.
Potentially. They are aware of us. Both sides are at this point. They're just not quite certain yet what to make of us. Let's see if we can keep it that way. You leave in 12 hours. Rest.
Yes, ma'am.
Sweet.
So, you are going to be going on an infiltration mission. This is not a standard mission. This is going to be a capture and retrieve. Basically, there is going to be an objective item in the map that you will have to acquire and then leave. So you will start at a starting point. That starting point is also your extraction point. How you choose to proceed will be up to you. You might take your mechs in. You might go on foot. But go ahead and plan amongst yourselves while I put together a map.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
You all have compcons in your mechs.
No, I have never actually worked with one in combat.
What's that? I don't know if I do.
A compcon. What,
Yeah.
do you have an AI in your mech of any kind?
No, I don't have an AI. Nope.
I was going to suggest, but if neither of you are those who work with CompCon or any other AI, then it wouldn't be feasible. I was going to suggest leaving our mechs outside and infiltrating stealthily as far as we can and calling the CompCons to drag them in if things get hot.
Oh, that'd be a good idea. Nope. Not an option. What do we got? I mean, we've got our mechs. We could go in without them. I don't like that idea.
Especially if there's any samples of whatever this thing is.
I mean, I'm decent at if we run into some hostiles on the way in. at dealing with that.
This is going to be a tactical mission, so.
Yep.
Right.
I think in this particular instance, speed will be our friend, so I'll be operating in the Regenleif rather than the Sigrun. Well, actually, how much faster is the Regenleif than the Sigrun? Speed 5. Speed 4. It's actually not that much faster. I mean, it's 1 faster, but
Something.
I can
I
use
thought the Sigrun was
my
speed 3.
I
Nope.
can use my
I
drones.
have 2
and-
agility.
I can use my ice out drones and my command plates to immobilize and kind of clear the way a bit so I don't have to use weapons.
Skylar just folds her arms and leans against a wall, thinking for a moment, and then I don't like this. We don't know what we're going into. Especially in it, and Empress said it was a civilian site, so
To be fair, the Sigrun is much more selective about what it can fight. Operating primarily on nanomachines, I choose what is assaulted. Not much room
Also-
for a stray bullet there.
It's also.
No, it's the same size.
Oh, are they both size 2?
It's just
Yeah.
remember, I drive a Sagarmatha, not an Everest.
Right. I mean, you do have an Everest pattern. That you...
Yeah.
Or
I could flash print an Everest if you want to focus entirely on speed.
I like the idea of speed. Get in, get out fast.
agreed. And the less we get tied up in hostile contact, the better off I think we'll all be. I'm going to reconfigure for close quarters combat for my errand.
My favorite type of combat.
All right,
Evidently.
I'll put together a format for Geardrifle.
All right. So just go ahead and just to keep people entertained, go ahead and describe what you're putting together mechanically. William, since you're putting together a new mech.
Well, I am putting together a new mech, an Everest model named Geardrifle, which is the Valkyrie known as whose name roughly translates to spear flinger.
Are you going to be flinging spears?
We're gonna find out, aren't we?
Also, again, remember it is a civilian facility, so size matters.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking an Everest.
Yeah.
I don't have my Atlas yet.
Would a size 1 thing be able to get through? Probably.
Typically,
know.
in
Okay.
research facilities, a size 1 mech will be able to like squeeze through.
Okay.
But there may be points where you have to disembark to get whatever you're looking for.
Okay.
And as the spear flinger, I think we're going to just like completely outfit it for smart weapons to throw bits and spears at everything.
All right.
We'll give it 1 melee weapon. Give it a Hunter Killer Nexus in the main mount. And I need to change out my core bonus with this thing. Actually, can you change out a core bonus between mech builds?
Yeah. Fairly certain.
What core bonuses are
Yep.
went on level up?
Yeah, but you gave us one
yes.
for the last mission.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can change out core bonuses on level up, but once you pick them, you have them until you level up.
I'm not going to get any use out of this core bonus then, but it's fine. Pair of Light Nexus. And then a Heavy Charge Blade. I'll give it the Hive Drone. And
I'm gonna modifying mine. I'm basically ruining my paint job to put in an extra compartment in there so that depending on what we're going to get in here,
Mm-hmm.
we can maybe carry it inside the mech.
Yep.
Which seems like a good plan.
That's probably a good plan. My systems points are taken up with a Hive Drone, Pattern A smoke charges, Comp Con assistant unit, and manipulators. If we need to we will probably need to finagle like fine machinery.
Yeah, I have reworked my mech to carry a charge blade, pistol and attack knife, and my integrated weapon, which I can't change. Taking scan blast charges, rapid burst jump jet system in case I need to move. Personalizations and manipulators.
All right. Well, as these things are getting set up, and as I am still putting together a map, we will go ahead and take our break here. So we'll be back in just a few minutes with a map and things ready to go. If you're watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your leg, move around, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes. we're back. A dinosaur story. Over the break, some people made mechs. Some people did other things. I frantically located and am slapping together a actually honestly rather intricate facility that I am not done with yet. So I'm going to really quick go grab a drink, and I'm going to let y'all role play out the 12 hours you have to wait until it's time for the mission to go.
Yep.
Have fun, do things.
Oh boy.
As you ask the one person, like the three people who are in the worst condition to just vamp for several minutes.
Look,
I mean, to be fair, I'm in the worst condition to vamp 24/7.
I can do it, so can you.
You know that's not true.
Yeah,
know. I know.
You're a damn liar.
I know, but it was funny.
I cannot.
And I am literally hacking up a lung, so.
It
I should hope not
be
literally.
inside.
That's not healthy for you.
No, it should be inside.
No, you see hacking up, as in the lacerations that my coughs are forming on my lungs.
Yeah, but the never mind. That got gross.
I mean, the statement stands.
Yep.
That's just not healthy. Don't do that.
Well, I think Fury's gonna leave that. Sort of. Yep. Cool. That was fine. Sort of chill now. Is gonna sort of maybe go tinker around with her radio set again. Yep.
What are you going to get a drink, John?
I'm still putting things together. Hang on. What are you doing with your radio set, just in general?
I'm trying to get it. I think I had been trying to work on. I'd gotten halfway through. On one of the previous downtown thing.
Your downtime thing had been you're almost there, but you need a little bit more time.
Yeah, or parts. I think it was parts. So she's still tinkering around with it. I think she's now trying to get it to be sort of to fit inside the system, and mostly to get it to sync up so that when the beats play, colors flash, sort of to accentuate the just very bright, colorful thing she's got going on in general. Yep. It's not working.
Valkyrie's going to spend the majority of the next 12 hours just coaching and psyching up her dragon raiders, getting them ready for the fight they're about to be heading into. You know, this is taken secure. This is the kind of work that you've done over and over again. Only this time, well, you've got a bunch of people who think they're going to fight back, but they don't know who they're dealing with. So show them the true might of the Dragon Raiders, and so on and so forth for a while, as she just sort of hypes up her soldiers and her people, getting them ready to handle the big fight that she's apparently not allowed to go on them with. Well, because she's needed with the lab run, but still.
Yes, because you're doing other things.
I think for her part, Skylar would probably be entirely restless about not knowing what the three Lancers are going to walk into. So much of her time while new weapons are printing is spent pacing back and forth on the catwalks above her mixed canopy, and then eventually
you do your back and forth on the catwalk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And then eventually, Knuckles comes by, realizes that she's stressed out, and offers to basically just offers that she use him as a punching bag, essentially. he's not going to feel any of it. She's, even with a cybernetic arm, she is not good at punching people. But she will take this opportunity to physically vent at the very least.
Excellent.
Work out the stress before leaping into the unknown.
I'm gonna wait until after that happens, and then like, because Fury is doing a similar thing of like, I can't sleep. I'm hyped up. I'm no longer drunk. Things happened. I don't want to sleep. So she's tinkering away ineffectually at this stupid radio, and is gonna like, I don't know, pass by where Phoenix is. Hey, you good?
Fine.
Gonna wear out the metal.
I'll print a new one. And she steps back from Knuckles, who had just been holding up his giant metal hands.
I'll say, by wear out the metal, she means Knuckles' abs, not your arm.
And then she just
Shame.
steps back from Knuckles. And then you can just see all of the tension go out of her as she just sags for a moment, turns to look at you. Sorry, Fury, it's just this mission's getting to me.
Yeah, I get it. The last one was rough.
Which do you mean? The one where we were dealing with the chained manufacturing, or the one where you disappeared and somehow murdered 20 people without us knowing about it? Oh wait, sorry, you probably don't remember that one? You were heavily intoxicated.
Yeah, no.
Okay, forget I said anything.
Cool. She walks off, and then you hear her stop, turn back around, walk back, sort of backward. She's walking backwards, so she does the like.
The moonwalk back into frame.
And then she's
And
just
then-
looking over one shoulder with one eyebrow raised.
At
least how I imagine it.
Yeah. Sorry, was it bad?
Do you remember all that blood you came back in, covered in?
Sort of.
Really quick, what mech frames are you two taking?
I'm taking Pickle.
I am taking Renegade.
Okay.
Yeah. It's vague.
Well, suffice it to say, we got the job done, and many Baronese guards are no longer on this planet.
Now in the planet.
Yeah, didn't think of that.
Okay. Cool.
And Skylar pauses for a moment, realizes that Fury is actively confused by what's going on. Turns back to Knuckles. Big guy, can you give us a minute?
Yeah, no problem.
Then Skylar just slips out of the makeshift ring that we've got set up. And just stands like a short distance away from Fury, not like miles away, but not like close enough to warrant like to imagine that these two are actively speaking together in
Uh-huh.
private?
Arm's reach. You're out of arm's reach.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Like,
fine. She's
both
not
arms.
looking. She like just walked backwards and was like talking to you off to the side. So that's like the situation we've got visually.
So I am not entirely certain where I'm going with this. Have I mentioned I'm bad at vamping?
It's good. This is good.
This is character. This is
I feel like
character.
there's lots of awkward pauses in this.
This
It's-
isn't even
it totally
vamping.
yeah,
works.
absolutely.
This isn't even vamping. This is just character. This is just character building. This is role play.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, this character might be one of the worst I've ever written for it.
It's okay.
Hang on, maybe there's something elsewhere in my notes. You know what? Sure, that'll work. I can safely say that that is definitely outside of anything else I have ever seen, even before joining up with this company. I am honestly quite amazed that Arbalest recommended I find my way to this particular band.
Wait, what was that word?
Arbalest, it's the call sign of my mentor.
Arbol like tree?
Like, you know how some pilots take bows and such into battle as like a memento type deal? Arbalest is like
Yeah,
a
to
cross.
look cool.
Yeah, exactly. Arbalest is basically it's a really old crossbow.
Cool. Vintage. I like it.
I don't really know why they picked that name, but oh wait, no. They didn't pick it. That's the thing about call signs. You never pick your own. Anyway, yes, I can safely say that even Arbalest would not have expected your prodigious capabilities for simply going for a walk and dealing with the situation.
Name drop.
If the two of you are going to stay up all night, you're going to need this. Comes Valkyrie's voice as a pair of small canisters come flying in your direction.
Reach out, grab midair. What is this?
The canister is like a small like inhaler kind of like can, and just on the side is just printed Noctis Ferris, which is a weird name that you don't know, but she says it's a stimulant that is given to the Dragon Raiders when they need to stay up. It's roughly equivalent to something in the greater sphere known as kick. It'll let you stay up for up to 30 hours if you need it.
Oh, hard pass.
Oh, drugs. Okay.
I have injectors of that kind of stuff literally built into me, so.
Well, that's disturbing.
Same.
Hi, genetically grown super soldier. I have all the things built inside.
Yep.
While I appreciate the offer, I did learn to get sleep when I can, and I slept before the meeting, so I'm kind of wired right now.
You're not going to stay that way throughout the entire deployment, I can guarantee you.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna get some rest later.
It's an inhaled for people who don't have it built internally. It's an inhaled stimulant. You just crack the can, breathe it in, and it'll pump you full of everything you need to stay awake for 30 hours.
Do you know lullabies?
looks between Helena and Shani, not knowing who she's asking.
She'll look at you at that point. She's looking at you at this point. Like
with the knowing how to get sleep when I need it. Yeah.
No, I've never needed to.
Oh, hang on. Are like cassette tapes a thing here? So
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
equivalent to
Absolutely, there are
Cool.
cassette tapes in this retro future.
that? Excellent. Fury like rummages around a whole bunch and pulls out like 2 that are just labeled with like L1 and L2 on them. You know, it's her own like numbering
mixtapes.
system. Yeah. And pass them if you want to.
Oh.
Sorry. About
Oh, no, I'm sure
all
I'll
the
be
blood.
fine. I'm sure I'll be fine. Cold showers, I'm used to them.
If you need to stay awake and find yourself dozing off, just crack the inhaler and breathe deep. You'll be fine.
Honestly, I might just go and sleep. See if I can sleep off the stress before we actually head out.
Good plan. You get a hearty pat on the back.
Stumbles about 4 steps.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna turn in. Fury will leave at that point.
Yeah. Skylar
She's
will
left
do
you 2 mixtapes.
Skylar will pocket those, but make a mental note to return them at some point. And once the work is done on the canopy of her mech, she will just climb into her mech, slam down the lid, and fall asleep about 30 seconds later.
All right. And I finished the map. So
the wonderful thing about, well, one of the upsides of extreme hypnotic conditioning is the fact that I have a post hypnotic suggestion I can use on myself to fall asleep immediately if I need to.
I mean, I'm just used to sleeping on long haul flights. Hence sleeping in mech.
Beautiful.
okay. So you head out. 12 hours pass. There's the ready alarms go off. Sirens blaring. I shouldn't have clapped in front of the mic. I just redlined everything and deafened L. I'm sorry, L. Anyways, the ready alarms go off. The first mech's out as you're all getting ready, except for Phoenix, who obviously fell asleep inside their mech. As you're all getting ready to launch, you see the Dragon Raiders take off. Shortly after the Empress takes off, she actually takes off on foot in her Atlas mech, in her regalia. She just just nods, leaves. She's leaving her second in command, her second in command, Tactical, who basically is the commander of the Durandal. She's leaving Tactical in command of the base, and she's heading off solo to take on a storage unit. And then the last to leave, the 3 of you. The facility is a ways away to the south. You are given the option of a catapult launch from the Durandal if you want. It'll get you at least some amount of the way there, though not all the way. Or you can just take off on foot in your mechs.
How obvious would a catapult launch in be?
Catapult launch is in atmosphere. It's going to launch you about 100 miles,
Okay.
and then you're going to land.
Somewhere.
Which is going to cause a small crater.
I
Yep.
mean, you're in a mech being launched around 100 miles away. And I'll let you imagine what that does to the terrain.
Okay. All right. I think quietly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
quite
just
agree.
approach on foot.
All right.
As Shawnee steps into the fighter jet cockpit of the Geardriffle, which is unusual compared to the other two that she pilots. She similarly to her other ones, the neuro spikes drop down and slot into all of the neural interfaces across her body. But conspicuously, because this mech has no left arm, her left arm is free to operate any other machinery in the cabin while not being mapped to anything.
A half and half, like I do.
This time, it's part of the modifications that Fury made to her mech. She plugs into it this time instead of just controlling it manually all the way. It goes a little bit faster now. It's easier to operate. Like
Nice. Really quickly, since you're very quick at those tokens, could I get Andrew? Could I get you to make me just both a squad enemy token, red colored, and a single human enemy token, red colored.
Okay. I will see what I can do.
the other thing that Fury does is she puts the proclaimers on. Just gonna listen to that on a loop while we're walking.
Are you broadcasting it, or are you just inside the cockpit?
Just inside. We're being stealthy.
So
Putting 500 miles, I'm gonna be
Over and over and over again.
500 miles and you as you're watching, you notice that every once in a while Pickle will get a hitch in a step, like it's skipping once. It's like I will walk 500 miles and I will walk 500. Every time on the pitch up, just like a skip. But eventually, you find yourselves overlooking. You are still standing on a cliff, overlooking what your map and HUD overlay is indicating is the entrance to the research facility. It's on the outskirts of a civilian city. You can see actually in the distance, you can see in the distance about probably another 25 miles away from the facility via roads. You sort of came overland, so you're not on the road side. You're sort of went over rough terrain. About 25 miles on the other side of the facility from where you're at, there is actual urban townscape. You can see that it seems to be largely unaligned, though you do notice the presence of rebellion mechs on the outskirts of the town. Seems like it's rebellion occupied, not rebellion aligned, though. There is no large color scheming or patriotic bannerisms or anything like that. This is an occupation, not an alliance, not a loyal town. In fact, you do see a couple of buildings that have been destroyed, and in the rubble, you can see that they were flying Hessinian royalty colors. This was a royalist town previously. And then immediately in front of you is the facility, and you can sort of make out, and the scanners are indicating that this is largely an underground facility. There is a large sort of there's a large parking area and office complex on top, but there is your scans indicate that there are two different elevators to go down. There's a personnel elevator inside the office complex, and also a cargo and security elevator on the outside of the complex that would take you down to presumably some sort of command post for the security forces. Your scanners do indicate the presence of both armed mechs and armed infantry. Primarily, what you're picking up right now are a variety of differently customized, but um, all sort of fitting. You're only picking up assault type mechs. There doesn't seem to be any other kind of mech, though the assault type mechs you're getting are a variety of different loadouts. You are getting squads. You are getting humans, so individuals, and you are unable to scan one area of the facility. It is completely locked off from your scans.
Well, that seems like where we need to go.
Definitely.
You can tell based on where the mech elevator, for lack of a better term, is. It's basically on the. It is due west of where the mech elevator is.
Is the unscanned area?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
That's
the actively shielded area.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm assuming that's the closest elevator out of the two that you were saying, right?
It's the closest one to you. The office elevators are closer to that unscanned area.
Okay.
But the sort of the security elevator is the one that's closer to you. You could presumably there are also like your scans also indicate that there's likely stairwells that also lead down if you don't want to take an elevator, but definitely wouldn't be able to take your mechs in those cases.
Yep.
You are also getting indication that there is a power grid, that is like a self-sustaining power grid. So they seem to have on-site power generation as well.
Okay, how are we getting in? The town, is that like all the way around this facility? It's like kind of like in the center of it, or is it on the outskirts? How basically how if we go through the town, we're gonna be conspicuous. And that's
Almost
no good.
certainly.
Yeah. Is it all surrounded, or is this facility on the edge of town?
The facility is not surrounded by the town. It's outside of town.
Okay.
So primarily just circle around the outskirts until we can try and find a way to sneak in.
Like you're already, the town is opposite the facility from you. Like you're not anywhere near the town.
Okay.
Good. So we don't
All
even
right.
have to go around the town. The
No.
facility's between us and the town.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, let's just try and sneak our way in if we can. Find any kind of gap in their patrol and just slide through.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you trying to slide through to?
Can we identify any kind of entrance that's large enough for a size 1 mech?
Oh yeah, the security entrance that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about entrance to the perimeter. The research facility itself does not have a hard perimeter. It does not look like it was intended to be a military research facility. You do notice that there are emplacement turrets, but those emplacement turrets do not belong to the original structure. They were added in later.
See if we can slide through the blind spots behind those turrets and just find that entrance.
All right. What skill would you like to use to do so?
I mean, we're in a mech, so I would argue my agility.
Just straight agility roll.
I mean, it's better. I don't really have any like in-person skill triggers that apply here.
Anyone else have any skill triggers that they think might apply?
I have get somewhere quickly, but that's not sneaking around. That's
Reading-
that's just getting to this where you need to go.
Read a situation to basically, like, as we're going like slowly through, be able to tell, like, guard patrols, that type of thing, be able to like
Okay.
wind our way
Yeah. So go ahead and
quietly.
Go ahead and give
And
me
yeah, I can also do read a situation in that particular regard. Yeah.
go ahead and give me a read a situation.
All right, it's +2.
Can we link up and provide advantage? I believe that's just giving you an extra d6.
So we give you accuracy. Yeah.
Yeah, give you accuracy.
Sure.
You can work together.
I get a D6.
You link your sensors together and do a sweep.
It's 21 total.
One total. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, with the you sort of you send out the sensor scans and you're sort of getting an idea. You actually map out very quickly the patrols based on what you're getting like sensor readings on. And you see there's actually the patrols seem fairly lax. It doesn't seem like this facility is a bit of the way out of the ways, and honestly, y'all wouldn't have known about it if you hadn't broken into the warden's house. So it doesn't seem
They're
like
not
they're
expecting any kind of
yeah,
attack.
they're not expecting combat. The guard here is largely ceremonial or more. The guards are
They're
more
expecting more to enforce on the civilians.
exactly.
Than actually fight
The
people
guards
off.
the guards here are more for the civilians. That being said, you are picking up that these are very well armed and armored and decorated mechs. With that, I'll get you're getting that all of the enemies here there aren't a lot of them, but all the enemies here have the elite template.
Oh boy.
Who put these poor bastards on a backwater assignment?
I mean
What are they guarding?
yeah, that's the more relevant thing.
Fury slightly believes Shani's argument now. All right.
Yeah, there aren't. You're getting a sense that there's inside the facility there are about 6 assault mechs, and like quite a lot of individual troopers, but only 6 full-on mechs. There don't seem to be most of them seem to be individual at the moment, but they could theoretically join up into form a squad at any point in time. And of course, there's also an area where you're not getting any scans, so you don't know what might be in there. There's also quite a lot of civilians.
Fury will relay all that if it's not apparent to everyone else.
All right. Sorry, I'm quick. These are not going to have an enemy token if you find them, but they're there. Okay. Ba-da-ba. So you've got an infiltration plan. Go ahead and give me agility rolls to see how well you execute it.
That all of us?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Hey,
How do I do this? Active mode.
Oh, I realized that
Right.
because I didn't have this on, y'all couldn't see it.
Agility is +1. Nope.
Hey,
Hey.
we all doing good.
Yeah. Decent.
All right. So, yeah, with those rolls, you all succeed. You slip in past the turrets, getting inside the infiltration route in such a way that none of them making patrols past you. You are you heading? I'm assuming you're heading towards the mech entrance.
Yep.
Okay. You end up on this large sort of cargo elevator. One of you reaches over and just sort of interfaces with the controls, and it begins to lower with no one the wiser to your approach.
Sweet.
Now we head over to mission 1-3, enemy unknown.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Well, this is a pretty
Excellent.
map. Oh goodness.
I'm tempted
I
to
like it.
I'm tempted to take off the hex grid just because everything snaps to it anyways, but let's see if I can make it a
It's-
little bit because it's very like
Technically, Roll20 doesn't actually properly support hex grids. It still thinks we're on squares. It just looks like hexes.
there we go. I'm just trying to
That's
make
why.
it trying to make the
that's why all
hex
the
as unintrusive as possible.
But yeah, that's why all the tokens I've been posting in Slack have all the white space around them. So they actually snap to squares.
Is this a cyber maps map?
Yep. This is a not animated one, but
Yeah.
because
Because I was gonna say it literally like you called the mission enemy unknown, and it legitimately looks like Central from XCOM.
a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
this looks like the Situation Room from Enemy Unknown. Yeah.
So as the elevator comes to the ground, nobody's turned to look at you yet, but you do see that there are two troopers in the room in front of you. These are two of the ones that you have classified as elites in your scans. There are also, hang on, just a handful of like mechless troops that are around the room monitoring computers. It looks like this is a security room. So you can actually see that there's they're reading data. If you had messed up, these are the people that would have seen you first. But it doesn't look like they've noticed your presence just yet. These would also be the people that are sort of like guarding the office ways in. So, initiative begins. Player characters initiative.
Well,
Who would like to go first? Yes.
I would.
I mean, you're the one in front anyway, so.
Yep.
You do see that there is
Actually,
the hallway does go two ways. It goes down into this command room, and then it goes up into sort of a junction.
Would it be a fair tactical analysis though that if we clear out the security room, we can disable any alarms?
This would be where the
Because this is a security room.
Well, if this is the only place where alarms can be sounded from, yes.
Yeah. And if we do it quietly. It's the only thing. Okay.
Andrew had a thing.
I have a thing I could do to potentially give us a little bit extra defense early on. So I would like to go first.
Sure.
The things that I would do would be like getting people locked up, and I have the ice out drone. Let me look at it, what it does again specifically, because I can do it so things can't make tech actions. If that's something I can put on kind of like the computer systems around here, I don't know exactly if that would be allowed, but that would prevent them making a call out for help.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
If the GM rule the ice out drone can do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, what does the Ice Out Drone do specifically?
Ice Out Drone, characters at least partially within the Ice Out Drone's burst 1 area gain immunity to all tech actions and can't make tech actions. Existing blah blah blah.
Would that if thrown on the computers, prevent them from being used to sound alarms?
Yeah.
So long as the drone is there, yes.
Okay.
So, so to give you an
yeah.
idea, because you have the ability to analyze this before you make your decisions, tactical game in that manner. These would be the locations that you would need to put a drone in order to effectively terminate their ability to sound alarms.
Okay.
Hang on. Nice bright blue.
This is a very pretty map.
Here. Here. And here. So those three locations are where you need to you need to put a drone in order to completely nullify their ability to sound alarms. It would only last as long as those drones are there.
Okay.
If your drone, if one drone, and I'm sorry, and to be clear, you don't necessarily have to have a drone there. Those are the computers that would need to be encompassed in the radius.
Yeah, it's only a size half.
Ice Out Drones.
Burst one,
projects the burst
first
one.
one.
Yeah, it projects the burst one, but it is a size half.
Yeah, so if you have the drone in any of those spaces, then I'm pretty sure it would work.
Yeah. And I can use it 2 times, basically.
But then just leaves us, we have to secure one physically.
Yeah. So if you let me go first, then that'd be my plan.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I was thinking along a very different angle that does less.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll do that. It is a quick action. So deploy Ice Out Drone.
What's the range on it?
Within sensors.
Within sensors, which is 15.
Oh right, you're a black witch. You have a ton of sensors.
Sensor range.
I'm gonna fix that.
Yeah.
X1. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
you can hit either of these two from where you're standing.
Yeah. I'm thinking actually of getting this far one first, because there are 2 people immediately on it. So where's
this is one of those situations where having a larger team would make this easier.
Yeah. All right. We'll do Ice Out Drone and it's possible I can only do that once a round.
You could overcharge. You could overcharge to do it again.
You know what? I'll do that. Yeah, this is important.
When you overcharge. When you overcharge, you can do an action you have already done once.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. It's important. So I'll do that. So do that twice.
And my sensor range of 10 will let me drop my hive drone on the third one to discourage anyone from going in there.
Pre-action.
I just have to move up a little bit.
Confirm. I get a heat of 2.
You get 1 heat on your first one.
One heat. Okay.
This is your first overcharge of the mission.
All right. Heat of 1. All right. And click on that again. I don't know. Well, I'll know that there's 2 on there. So second one I'm going to put on, let's go to the right. I can hit both of them, and then I think I'm gonna get up closer so that I get these folks at the front will think, hey, let's deal with the intruder instead of let's sound alarms.
Okay,
My
so
speed.
here I will give you a pair of drones.
Cool.
Where you're putting your eyes out.
All right. And I'll just head down there. And that will be my turn.
Ignore the fact that these are hive drones.
You do still have a quick action.
You do?
Yep.
You have two
Overcharge
actions
is-
normally, so.
Overcharge is a free action.
Oh, okay. I have a quick action. Ooh. What can I do here?
All right, there you're. Oh, no. One. All right, there are your two ice out drones. Go ahead and place them where they are.
Okay. So one here and one back there.
They have a burst 1 range. You said, radius. You said.
Yes. Yeah. So I guess
That's-
maybe I'll do it like there. Right in the middle of them.
Boom.
And for my quick action, I'm going to. Oh, why not? Let's try and grapple. Give this guy a hug.
Okay.
That seems fun.
Quick, look up the grapple rules.
I have them right up here. Choose an adjacent character and make a melee attack on a hit. Both characters become engaged. Neither character can boost or take reactions. Small character becomes immobilized but moves when the larger party moves. Both parties are the same size. Either can make contested halt checks at the start of their turn. The winner counts as larger than the loser until this contest is repeated. So I have to make a melee attack. Which
Make a melee attack.
Which is D20 plus grit.
Thank you for explaining the rules. D20
helping.
plus grit. Where's my grit? What is that?
Your current grit is 1.
Okay. Shit. That's a 5. I think that misses. So I'm gonna sort of hug and sort of lean against the wall.
Yeah, you reach out to you still like you throw out the drones and there's a reaction, and then you reach out to like sort of just grab the trooper who in their sort of like something's going on, turns and looks at you.
Yep.
And you like sort of you just miss. And so actually for the enemies, it'll be his turn. He's like there's just gonna be an audible call from his mech that says enemies in the base.
Shoot.
And you're right there, so instead of firing, his left there's these ones have slightly more like armored forearms, like forearms than you've seen on previous ones, and you learn why as he throws his left arm out and this thermally charged spike just erupts from the wrist that he then thrusts in towards you.
Oh, cool. That seems fun.
Part of his Ox melee attack. 20 roll. A 3 misses, so you manage to dodge out of the way. And as it happens, you watch the other arm reaches up and pulls it. The other hand reaches up. Actually, no. An ejector fires off as a knife on the shoulder just shoots down, and the hand turns around, grabs it, and stabs. As it tries to attack you with a knife.
Cool.
Same amount. This one has an attack bonus. But rolls a 2 and still misses you. So yeah, thrust and stab both miss. PC turn.
I would like to go to cover that last computer.
Sure.
Yee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Geardriful moves up here. I will use my initiative to deploy my swarm drone as a free action.
Right. This one.
Burst 2.
Drone. Different. I said so. Go ahead and put it where you need it.
Basically telling everybody to get the fuck off that space.
So what happens to the person that's in it when the swarm drone hits?
At the start of their turn, hostile characters take 1 AP kinetic damage when they start to turn in the affected area or enter it for the first time in a round.
If you shift it down 1, you could get the other.
Oh yeah, I can catch both of them like that. Yeah. And that is still within my 10 sensors.
All right, so that's your quick action.
That's a free action.
Or free action, yeah.
And then I will full action barrage to fill this man with spears.
Which one?
This one.
All right. Attack rolls.
As I use both my Nexus Hunter Killer and my 2 linked light Nexuses on this guy. Smart weapon attack, so they're going against his E defense.
That's going to hit. Going to use his reaction to hunker down. He's going to gain resistance to all damage from this attack.
All right. And then the second 2 attacks, just roll them 9 and 7 against the defense.
7 misses, 9 hits.
Okay. So he gets resistance against the Hunter Killer. It's going to be 1. He takes 1.
Takes 1.
And then the light, 3. Yeah.
Right.
As the Geardriful just like stomps in behind the pickle, and then just this swarm of spear-like nanomachines just like fly out from it and just pepper the mech that the pickle is standing in front of.
Excellent.
All right. And it's going to be a guard's turn. I'm gonna go with the one of the ones that's in the hex drone, because they're gonna be the ones that are wanting to move fast. So starts his turn inside the hex drone's radius. Takes how much damage?
Takes 1 AP kinetic damage.
1 AP kinetic. Yeah, he doesn't want to stay there, especially considering the computer's being eaten by the nanites too. 3 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna reach for an anti-armor rocket.
Oh boy.
Fire it at Pickle. That's the one that's easy to hit right now.
That's fair.
I mean, anti-armor weapon. It does 3 damage if so it's not like it's a squad weapon. It's a human weapon, like a unit weapon, not a mech weapon.
It's a unit weapon that can scratch the paint on a mech.
Yeah. Everything else does 1. This was 3.
Yeah, but I don't have my cool paint anymore.
7. Does a 7 hit your evasion?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, this rocket fires out of this RPG basically, and you just sort of see it coming, and there's just like a gravitational wave as you repulse it, and it crashes into a wall. Does make a lot of noise though.
Try harder.
All right, PC turn.
Only one left.
Anyone left?
Go
Please
for
don't
it.
give. And Phoenix is just like, please don't give the enemy ideas. As she stows the weapons that her mech's hands are carrying, raises them up, and then if you look back, you can see that in the forearms, panels just fly off, and these ammunition feeders snake out of them and into the back of her hands. As I engage my mech's core power, lock and load ammunition feeds.
Cool.
I can now use any of my Thorn Blaster's additional profiles instead of just the standard shot. Good thing too, because one of them I fully intend to use. And then she will run forward. I had to do that as a protocol. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Reminder, by the way, that you'll have a spare battery.
Yes. I'm saving that for probably a higher profile mission. But if we need it, we can use a spare battery to get a second core use.
Cool.
And I will also barrage, admittedly for less effect, but still potentially good. So first shot is with the Thorn Blaster, still not actually holding anything in her hands. She just points them outward, and barrels pop out of the palms and just release this spray of tiny target tracking ammunition. I fire my Heart Pierce ammo round. Hey, that's a crit.
Nice.
What are you firing at?
The one that everyone else is piled onto.
All right. So
that's a cone 5 that doesn't hit either of the other two because I have the heads down mech trait.
Right. So it's a cone 5. I think it's still only going to hit him though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are 6 out.
Yeah, and it's not going to hit the other guy.
Yeah.
And that guy's behind a wall.
Nope. There's cover there. All right. So he takes.
If you roll a crit, so you can roll another d6 to see if you get better damage on that.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you got 1 better damage.
Nice.
Or kinetic damage. And
then she finally pulls the pistol and takes a shot with that as well.
you do take 2 heat though. It looks like.
Yep. Where's my heat cap on this thing?
I like putting like with the what's it called,
There it is.
the cowboy mech.
Raleigh.
Oh, the Raleigh.
The Raleigh, like with the Raleigh, I like putting the Raleigh's hand cannon on both ports of an aux mount, but instead of saying I've got 2 Raleigh hand cannons, it's just I can fire it twice.
Yeah.
That's aesthetically pleasing to me.
And then she will pull the pistol from its catch and take a shot with that as well.
Go ahead.
16 for 2.
15 hits. Bam. All right. Enemy turn.
Can't do anything else with the second mount in that slot because that's got a knife in it, and I don't want to throw it.
The other trooper. The other trooper spins. The other trooper spins around. Gonna load some high impact rounds into his rifle and level them at Pickle. Closest.
Yep.
Have you been hit yet?
Nope.
No.
So there's just a
Keep it that way.
sound as
That's
he
the
loads
plan.
as the second
I
assault.
upped my evasion. So
As the second
Hopefully
assault
not.
loads some high impact rounds into their heavy assault rifle. And fires. $16.
that does hit.
Alright, that's gonna be 10 kinetic damage. AP.
Ow.
Ow. Okay.
That's what high impact rounds don't fuck around.
Yeah, that rips through all my HP.
Do we have a hunker down thing similar?
I don't
Reaction?
think we do.
No.
So I do structure damage. Hang on, I have to remember how to do this again.
Yeah, as you feel the impact from these rounds, they feel heavy. Like
Yeah,
these
you can brace.
Yeah, you can.
Oh
Yeah, you can reaction
brace.
brace.
That's the thing.
Wait, how do I do that?
You use your reaction, and you take half damage against whatever they brace against all attacks until your next turn.
Yeah.
You get resistance to all damage, heat, and burn from the triggering attack, and until the end of your next turn, all other attacks against you have 1 difficulty.
Okay.
But due to the stress of bracing, you can't take any further reactions until the end of your next turn. And on that turn, you can only take 1 quick action.
Was that kinetic damage that they did?
Yep.
Ooh. Hang on. Adjacent.
Black Witch already resists that, doesn't it?
Huh?
No,
What?
White Witch does.
No, I don't resist it. I have a mag parry.
No, the
thing.
Black Witch has resistance to kinetic damage. Repulsor field.
Yeah,
You?
it's one of your mech traits.
Oh yeah, I do. Yes.
Also, once per
correct.
round as a reaction, you may attempt to parry an attack that would deal kinetic damage to you or an allied character.
Yeah.
If you roll a d6, and on a 5 up, the attack misses. This effect is not stacked with invisible. So you can just resistance doesn't stack. So instead of trying to brace, you can just try and mag parry it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so roll a d6.
All right. Mag parry. Here we go. D6. It's gotta be 5 or above.
No.
Nope.
But you still have resistance to
I
the
have
damage, so you
resistance.
still only take half.
So you take 5
So half
AP damage.
5? Okay, then I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but yeah, even with the like you feel these massive armor piercing rounds, just
Ow.
bits of armor get dented and knocked off.
Well, I don't like that. I say over comms to everyone. Proclaimers is still going.
Right. This is a special mission.
I don't like that 500 miles an hour.
because you are a much smaller squad than normal. You do not have to wait until the next round to take your rounds. Basically, go when you finish your 3. So,
well, that's nice.
Your round starts again now.
Right.
Who wants to go next?
I was the last person to go, so it's my choice, and I would like to go.
Go for it.
At the start of Phoenix's turn, a very large black cloud of smoke belches out of her mech and engulfs Shani. You have soft cover until the start of your next turn.
Nice.
From my smoke vents.
Is your mech okay? You look like you're malfunctioning.
It's fine, it does that. Let's see here. What's the range on that? Blast 1. Dang it. You know what? Sure. I will throw a scan blast grenade to this point right here. So I need these I need the 2 troopers adjacent to that point to make system saves.
Does it affect Piccolo as well?
No. It is hostile characters exclusively.
All right.
Oh, good.
Uh, 13 and 16.
Both pass. Nothing happens. Yeah, there's just this like wave of electronic energy, but it doesn't affect them in the slightest. And seeing this, she will. Excuse me, Shani. Coming through. And burst out of the cloud of smoke that she created, and take a swing with the charge blade.
Ooh. Yeah,
19.
locking them down into melee. Effective. 19 hits.
Force for max damage, and that is AP, if
Yeah.
that matters.
Yep.
Cool.
Does matter. Actually took no damage from the hunter killer thing because 1 is 0 when you have 1 armor.
Can I do anything else here? Oh, that's the thing I should have done. Oh, nah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. NPC turn. This one down here is going to try to activate the alarm and fail because there's an ice out drone on it. PC turn.
You choose who goes next.
Yeah, let's get Fury out there.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna start by stabbing this guy in front of me. It seems like a good plan.
It's been failing for him. I hope it fails for you too.
Thanks. Start round 2, confirm. Yes. Okay. So gonna skirmish with my charge blade here. Attack. Let me
You don't want a barrage?
press what?
You don't want a barrage?
Yeah. Charge blade. 18.
Hits for 4 damage. AP.
Yes. I stab into him. And then I'm going to.
Your charge blade is your staff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
It's like a glaive kind of situation. Yep.
Hold on, fight.
I'm going to. Do I want to do that or the other thing?
Definitely the other thing.
How big is it? It's a question.
Man, I really want a Lancer like video game. I know they're nowhere near big enough for that yet. But like I really want this like it's obviously it fits like a squad tactical RPG kind of game, right? But
yeah, like
an
this is something
XCOM
you could
style.
easily. Yeah, like I was thinking, like you could easily build it on the XCOM like style.
All right. I'm going to put a perimeter command plate right in here. It's a 2x2 within range 5. And it's going to be an I just to confirm what's kind of in here. This isn't like these are kind of. Is this up on a platform situation? Are there like
Yes, this is
controls
on-
up here? It looks
Yeah,
like.
there's a computer up there. Yeah.
Okay, that
Up on a
seems like
platform or down in the pit? So up on a platform.
good question.
It's up on a platform.
Okay, sweet. I
Yeah.
would like to repulse so that they cannot get up to the platform and touch buttons
That's a
and
bad
etc.
color.
Yeah. So it's gonna be repulse. They have to make a hull save or be pushed 3 spaces in the direction of your choice.
There.
And if
Bloopers.
the rest of you enter that area, you can immediately fly 3 spaces in any direction as a free action, as you sort of like veer off away from it, like a slingshot.
All right. So hull save, you said.
Yep.
It is kind of interesting that we refer to even though they're outside of a mech, we still refer to it as a hull save.
Mm-hmm.
A 6 and a 17.
The 17 makes it save target, I think. Yeah.
So what happens to the one that rolled 6?
The one that rolled 6 is gonna go 3 spaces. Let's put let's kind of just push them.
Fling him over the edge.
Yeah. Let's go kind of sideways toward the nanites. I don't want them. We have enough up here. I'm good. I just got stabbed real hard.
Shot.
So, yeah.
All right.
A thing hit me. All right. And let's see.
That was a quick action and a skirmish. So
Yep.
unless you want. Oh, did you take heat from your overdrive, by the way? Overcharge?
Yes.
Yeah, that should have just been 1 heat. So
Yeah, she
yeah.
has one.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
I did that last time.
I'd like to overcharge again.
Kind of. But yeah.
This is the
I'll
voice
do
of
it
peer
again.
pressure.
Okay. I'll overcharge
Don't
again,
listen to
yes.
the jingle.
I'll overcharge again. That seems fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, so roll your D3.
Yes. D3. Buttons. Too many buttons.
2, not bad.
I'm fine. All right. I'm gonna. Do I get a full action now?
It's a
You
quick
get an
action.
extra quick action for free, so you could take a
extra.
swing again with your charge blade.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right, make the attack.
All right.
Same guy, I presume.
Yeah, I don't like him. Charge blade.
His name is Larry.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, 2 misses.
Yes.
So
That's
that.
my turn.
All right, NPC time. The second one over here is going to start his turn in the nanites and take a damage. One. That, like the best idea. There. Oh, he's got plenty of range. Yeah, that's fine. And he's also going to pick up an anti-mech rocket and shoot.
At which one?
The one of you that's already taken damage. Does a 16 hit you, Pickle?
I think so. Yeah.
That's 3 explosive damage.
Ah, you're not resistant to that.
No. All right.
Sadly, this guy didn't fire a rocket with a giant boxing glove on the end.
Or just, a ballistic missile rather than an explosive missile.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I like mine more.
All right, PC slot. Only one left.
Shawnee, go.
All right. Wrong accent. You know what? Fuck this room. Protocol, power up time.
Fuck this room in particular.
As the Geirdra Full unleashes a dragon roar.
Completely clearing the smoke that had been surrounding it.
Yeah, the smoke clears as there's just this draconic roar, and the Geirdra Full's like lower like power systems just begin to pulse brighter as it activates its hyperspec fuel injector. First off, barrage with accuracy to fill this mech with spears. I didn't put the slash there. 22.
Crit.
Nice.
Or 6 damage.
Nice.
He takes 5 of it and explodes.
Cool.
What does it explode? Something more fault like that. It's like a. Just falls
It's the American Gods scene of the guy walking out and just getting filled full of arrows and then just falling over.
I haven't seen American Gods, so I'll take your word for it.
The dance macabre, but it's tiny nanites.
And then that was the hunter killer, and the 2 light nexuses fire at the other guy. 19 and 11
Both hit.
against his E defense.
Both hit.
It's 1d3. 1 and 1. He takes no damage.
No damage. Ping, 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 ping. He
And
does.
then I will.
Unlike the other one, this guy does the Oh god, what movie was that? Where he just unloads on a person and he just like ting 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 ting, and it keeps walking.
I think that was a Terminator movie, if I recall correctly.
I mean, it's happened in several
Wouldn't
things.
surprise me.
But 1, 2, 3, 4. Boing. 1, 2, 3, 5.
It's me, Mario.
And then, actually, no. Instead of that, 1, 2, 3 to land right there. And then, because I am in power up, I can boost as a free action. So, that's not a ladder to climb up there, is it?
No.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get into cover of my.
Actually, no. Those are steps. That's actually steps down.
Oh, that is a
yeah,
downward
I see
pitch.
it.
Yeah,
to
that's a
get to that
downward step.
computer.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2,
Yeah, the whole room
And-
rises up to the center.
3
Hmm.
to get into there.
All right. NPC turn.
As I now gain soft cover from my swarm drone instead of your smokestacks.
Four.
Wait, where was that guy when you started? Oh
Right
wait, he
here.
was behind a wall. I wouldn't have been able to see him.
Yep.
Yeah.
The stair guard comes over here. Hits a knee. Rocket launcher. Aiming at Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
13 to hit. Against
Yep.
your evasion. All right, that's 3
Mhm.
explosive damage.
Ow.
As a missile explodes on your cockpit.
Oh, I take 2 of it. I have a point of armor.
Armor. PC slot.
Pickle. Figure out where you want to be.
Okay.
Your opponent is dead.
Alrighty. Well, in that case,
Your opponent is dead, and you've received the most damage. So
yeah.
Oh, as a reminder, one of the other things that we picked up was an extra repair kit, so we can take one stabilize as a free action
Ooh.
by expending that.
In that case,
Right, yes,
I think I should do that because I have 1 HP and I don't really want to lose my systems. So I will stabilize as a free
very good.
action then. I'm back up to full.
You do
And
still have to
then-
spend a repair on that, though.
What was that?
You do have to spend one of your repair capacity on that, though. You just get to take the
All right.
thing as a free action rather than a
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. I have clicked it off. Okay. And then let's see. I don't like that guy up there. So
Which guy?
what this one?
Oh, the
The
one
guy
that,
who's still standing
There's-
there.
the one
yeah,
that
there's-
didn't bounce.
Yeah, uh-huh.
How dare you
So I'm-
resist my ability?
Exactly. I'm gonna step up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And stab him. I'm gonna
I will. I'm sure there's something about the Geneva Convention here, but go ahead.
okay. I'm gonna barrage.
Just murdering a single lone trooper with a mech. Yeah, it's probably some kind of war crime.
Yeah. Uh-huh. A charged
I mean-
blade.
In fairness, he's also trying to kill us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
I just think there's something about overkill in some kind of.
There we go. Oh no.
I believe
worry.
it doesn't matter if the enemy is shooting at you if you run them over with a tank. It's still
no-
bad
no-
form.
I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah,
That's-
it hits.
6 armor piercing.
He's still
And
standing.
then Alright, and then I'm gonna do a segment knife.
Especially if
is-
you hit them with, a massive, like, a weapon designed to cut through other tanks.
Yep.
Like, there is such a thing as excessive ordnance, I believe is the way it's termed.
Okay. I'm just gonna do my charge blade again because
It's
it's
why-
the same
It's why
thing
napalm
for
is frowned upon.
I guess I should have put that in there, but I did not because I just switched it out. Segment knife. It's just gonna be. I'm just gonna click the same button. The damage is less. But I'm just gonna click the same button to make it faster. Okay.
Oh no, it's actually just weapons that are considered to be excessively injurious or to have indiscriminate effects, which is why
The-
napalm is banned.
Does
Because
a
it just
12
doesn't.
hit?
It just burns everything and doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's dead.
Okay.
It's,
would-
not- it's
Particularly considering that that the segment knife is the size of a human body.
It'd be 2 damage if that makes a difference. Not
It only
4.
had 2 hit points left.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I better
it's not the
Okay.
use of a tank against infantry. It's the use of a tank that spits napalm would be the concern.
Okay. And then I'm gonna just step over here onto my thing.
Which
so
is
that
which
I
is
can
why
rocket-
Harrison Armory is whoops all war crimes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna step on there so that I can then rocket myself sideways.
Because the Genghis is literally a tank that spits napalm.
Which way do I want to go? Shawnee
you
went
could
that
rocket-
way.
You could rocket right back next to me, and I can give you cover on my turn.
Why would I do that? There are people right there that I can threaten.
Fair.
I'm gonna rocket this way. 2, 3. Hi. That's my turn.
It was unnecessarily ominous. NPC turn. The trooper is going to take his second turn on the round because elite can do that. Also going to swing at Phoenix with the blade.
Careful.
but only rolls a 3, so misses. And then goes for the combat knife. Rolls a natural 20. Not that it matters.
Does not have a crit
because
effect,
the
I was about to
knife,
say.
4 kinetic damage.
That's
I did
good.
3.
So thrusts,
parry.
misses, stabs, connects.
You parry the big one and nobody expects the knife.
PC turn.
That is the point of using a knife when dual wielding, yes. Aside from like deflecting some things, you can also stab with it when they're trying to parry your big weapon.
I don't think Shawnee's gone yet. So,
No, I went and then told you to go.
oh, that's right.
I'm the
Okay.
only one left.
All right. Phoenix. Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna step to there. And then I'm gonna fire at point blank range because I don't have I'm gonna barrage. Because I don't have difficulty from being engaged.
Nice.
Okay.
Nicely.
Which shot am I gonna do in this direction to specifically ruin people's days?
I should take the iterative world building charts from Lancer for use in Stardust, just because it's really easy to just like make interesting random worlds.
I think we're gonna fire.
And now you've got a new Patreon that you can support to have cool maps for Stardust.
Yeah.
Figure out how to do animated maps in Roll20. Let me know.
I think we're gonna fire a standard shot with the Thorn Blasters.
I think it's literally just a case of making it an image that is animated and putting it on the map layer.
So that's a 13 against the guy right in front of
gifts
me.
don't work on the map layer. That hits.
And can I hit this guy as well?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a cone.
Making an attack against them.
Actually, you can hit both of them.
Cool.
Nice.
13, 11, 13.
It's all 3.
They each take 5.
One of you takes 4. The other 2 take 5.
And the area of the cone becomes difficult terrain for hostiles until the start of my next turn. And then for my next trick, we're gonna pull out a knife of our own against this particular trooper. And get a 3.
There is a web browser extension called VTT Enhancement Suite.
Yeah, that you have to pay for. And everyone has to have it installed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was what I was looking at earlier.
Yes. So the knife misses, and then stick a pistol in him and get a 19.
Yeah, that hits. Two damage.
And then I will. Sure, I'll overcharge. Take an extra 1. Heat. It becomes 3. I'm in the danger zone. But I shoot the Thorn Blasters again. Same angle, same shot.
Oh no, you can get a free version of it. It's just it doesn't auto update or have the full like user script available.
Oh, nice.
14, 9, and a 3. Same order of targets.
All right.
It's just slightly more complicated because they had to
3
remove
misses.
it from
The other 2 hit.
Okay.
From
So
web store.
the other 2 take 4.
So dead. And dead.
Oh, I destroyed a hostile mech. I will use my. Wow, I've used almost all of my mech traits this fight. Love it. I love it. Into the fray. Once per round, when the errant destroys a hostile mech, it can boost as a reaction.
Nice.
So I'm going to go. Where am I going to go? What's my speed? My speed is.
Now you just have
5.
to
Okay.
butcher all these non-mech wearing humans.
Uh,
Yeah, that is a reason that there are things called creatures rather than mechs. Like creatures don't qualify.
yeah, and okay, so usually Phoenix can fire one or both hands at the same time. So points one hand out at the mech in front of her,
The dead mech.
and then the as she's
Oh,
firing
the
to
kill
kill
shot.
this.
The kill shot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the kill shot. So points one arm out, puts the other arm down at the ground, and basically just rocket jumps
Okay.
to let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, to there.
You land.
Yep. Crunch.
All right.
Weapons out. Ready to ruin anyone that comes near this thing.
NPC
It's probably
turn.
what we're looking for.
All right. NPC turn. One of the human soldiers that seems to have a slightly more decoration on their uniform has seen both of their troopers go down. Has not been able to get alarms out. Right here.
Mm.
Puts his gun on the ground and goes, and just calls out. And you all can hear this because you've got your external speakers on. Calls out, "Hands down, everyone! Or arms down, everyone!" And he puts the arms down, and he holds his arms up, and then to Phoenix, because Phoenix is the most central one. Like to offer our surrender.
Does Phoenix let Shawnee take that call as the typical like squad leader kind of individual, or
I mean, Phoenix does have something she would probably do on instinct.
Yeah.
She will broadcast to the room. Lay down your weapons and step away from all terminals. This is your first and only warning.
They've already begun laying down their weapons at the call to arms down from what apparently is their officer.
Yeah. She can't see everyone. She's just making sure.
Yeah. I know. They all put arms down and step away from any terminals that they were near.
And then over internal comms. Valkyrie, you're better at this than me.
at which point Valkyrie starts to broadcast.
So at this point, Valkyrie, by the way, the computer that your Hive drone's been sitting next to is just completely gone.
Yeah.
The nanites have just disassembled it entirely.
At which point, with the computer offline, the swarm drone recedes and flips back and reattaches to the back of the Geardriffle. And as it does, Valkyrie's voice comes out over the external comms. All remaining personnel gather up on the lower level, right? Basically just gather.
To be clear, they don't have comms right now. This is only this room is surrendered.
Yeah, no, yeah, on the external. Yeah.
Okay.
Like just the people in this room. All of you that remain gather around, basically right around here. As she'll indicate to the central area that is away from most of the computers, but large enough for everyone to fit.
There's few enough of them left. I'm just going to turn them into a squad here.
Yeah, and just Fury, keep an eye on the door.
Got it.
Our intent is to spill as little blood as possible while gathering the information we need. Are any of you familiar with the records and information this lab contains?
All of them remain silent. The officer begins reciting what you recognize as basically deployment codes. Like he's giving you name, rank, serial number, like name, rank, military serial number.
Mm-hmm. I'll take that as a no. And the Geardriful will walk over to this computer. Pickle, can you recall this throne?
Yep. I'll pull it back.
Both of them, or just the one?
Just the one.
All right.
And I will begin using the manipulators on the Geardriful to see how complicated this computer system is. I'm not trying to get into anything severe, but just trying to see what the layout looks like.
This is a security system. It's fairly simple. You have access to you can sort of. It does not control anything in particular. It's mostly communications and cameras. So you're able to get an idea of the rest of the base. You know that there are 4 more in this area here. Hang on, let me switch to a color that you can see.
I mean, if we have cameras, do we have visuals on the rest of this base?
Yeah, hang on. Let me grab the observer. All. Actually, no, I know I can do camera feeds. Make it a camera feed. Huh.
Oh yeah, just make camera tokens that we can see out of.
Edit. Camera feeds. All players.
Ooh.
Nice.
There we go. So you can see in this area that there is what looks to be an armory, and there are 4 currently sort of the defensive troopers that are stationed around what seems to be an elevator that goes up into the office complex. You can see in this area up here, there is a cantina where there are some soldiers not in mechs currently off duty. In this area, you can see that there is.
I just realized I was muted for that. Oh well.
Oh, what did you say?
Can I just get a shift ping on the first place you were talking about? I wasn't sure I saw it. Ah, okay. So it's Central Armory.
This area is a bunker area where you can see that there are a significantly larger amount of troops. You can see in this room there is the power generator, as well as some a more minor medical lab. In this room, you can see that it is some sort of experimental chamber. There is some
This is
sort
literally
of,
an XCOM base. That's the psi chamber.
there is a substance being tested in that large chamber.
Yeah, but that is literally the psi chamber, the psyops chamber from XCOM 1.
Yeah.
Which one is the experimental room?
I
This
think
one.
Oh, okay. The one with the glowing violet thing.
This room you
Green
see
pink.
is a server farm. And this room we have camera on is a medical facility. There is an elevator in the back, and you do not have any intel as to where that elevator goes.
All right, my friend, are you just going to spit rank and file at me, or are you going to tell me what's in the basement?
Can you two give me a I'm trying to think of what would be a history, like a knowledge history skill check here. Do you have any skill triggers that would be relevant to like military customs or history or anything like that?
Uh, I mean, it's a stretch, but assault is literally about military combat.
It doesn't quite. Just give me a d20.
Read a situation, maybe.
Read the situation. That would work. Yeah.
16.
Okay, yeah. By his attitude, you get the understanding that at least from his expectation, as far as military war is concerned, he is an officer. He has been captured. Any his job right now is to protect his men, and he does that by not saying anything other than rank, serial number.
At which point, the Geardriful will sort of, after getting a general feed of everything, just deploy the swarm drone again to chomp down this computer, and then stomp over to this platform to look over the entire squad. All right, I'm going to be completely honest with a lot of you. I don't care for your war. I don't care who you think is the rightful ruler of this planet. I care for the number of civilians that have been butchered, maimed, and injured in the endless prosecution of this pointless combat. What we want to know is simply what it will take to preserve this planet's people and its lifetime. We want to know the dangers that are present in this war to help us bring it to a swift and merciful end. We would rather kill as few of you as we possibly can in the execution of the finalization of this war. So please, tell us what dangers lurk in this base that you've been researching so that we can accomplish this task to the fullest of our ability. And I would like to use Leader Inspire if possible.
Yeah, go ahead.
$16 again.
The officer begins to recite again. One of the rank and file just sort of like leans off to one side. We don't know.
Explain.
The officer falls silent. Our post here is just to guard the facility and ensure that they continue sending reports out. We don't actually have eyes on reports. I have a name. Baron Albrecht has a specialist that comes in to decipher the findings. None of the guard know what exactly they're working on.
Do you know if this specialist is on the facility at the moment?
Specialist is due to arrive for additional findings in the next 48 hours.
Good to know. I guess we'll just need to get the information we need and leave. We don't have the time for that. Are those stairs up just like watch positions, or do they actually lead to doors somewhere?
They lead up, like they're not big enough for a mech to go up. These are like people walking upstairs, and now they do go up into like facility above.
Phoenix, can you fuse those doors going upstairs?
Can certainly give it a shot. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
What would you like to roll to try to fuse the doors closed?
Let's see. Do I have anything?
You would have to get out of your mech to get up there unless you wanted to just break things.
No, I don't really want to break things. That's not what we're here for.
You have hacker fix?
Nope. I think it might just be a flat roll here.
Or an attack if you want to use, if you have a specific weapon you want to use.
I've got a laser rifle.
Hey, you
If
try to
I
use
just
you can try to use a laser rifle to sort of like melt the lock.
Yep. All right. So
Make an attack roll.
okay. This is a pilot attack. That's a 9.
Yeah,
The door has a lot of evasion.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a door.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit, but yeah, you're able to basically weld the door shut.
Takes a couple of shots.
Yeah.
And then
And
you can do that to the other side as well.
Yeah, you can go do it to the other side as well.
Stomp, 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 stomp. Excuse me, coming through.
They move for the mech.
Yeah.
None of them want to get stepped on.
Hop out, get up top. And do I need to make another roll here, or?
No, we'll use the same roll.
Okay. And weld again.
Yep. Use another one closed.
And then the Geardraful will step over here to take Pickle's position. Fury, can you please check and see if those big doors can be sealed properly?
You mean the ones up front?
Yeah, the ones that we'll be leaving through.
Sure.
They're not.
Oh.
They're not. You very clearly. They're not doors. They are. There is like an energy grid. It'd be like a laser barrier. That can be deployed, but it's not actually a door.
Can they be forced on and made to stay that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a door.
All right. Pull that last ice out, drone back.
All right. I'll recall it. Actually, I realize you don't recall them. You just have to pry them off and basically break them.
Are you not able to pull them back?
No, they are there until they are destroyed.
They are one-offs.
Cannot be recalled and expire at the end of the scene.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll deploy the swarm drone to finish off that last console.
All right.
And then recall it. We're going to be sealing you in here with no access to activate any alarms. You are welcome to stay here until help arrives.
All right. How do you want to seal off the room?
We already welded shut the two doors that they could take to get upstairs on footpaths, and then we're just going to step out and Pickle is the one that has hacker fix.
Do I?
I believe you do.
Hang on, let me check on that.
That was Mara's previous character.
I don't know. I
don't think
you've been working on a radio. I think you've got hacker fix.
I mean, I was bad at it. I'm just doing it because it's fun.
Yeah.
Let me look at it. Where's my buttons? Pilot. Nope. Yeah, no, I have apply fist. I have take control. Use force, violence, presence of will, or direct action to take control of something. If I could use that to make sure the button is depressed in so it stays permanently on. But I don't have hacker fix now.
I'll allow that one, but with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because that's sort of like you're trying to break it in a way that it fails on rather than fails off.
Okay.
So difficulty, yeah.
That's fair. All right. So roll 1d20.
Because these sorts of things are designed to fail off, not on.
What's disadvantage in this system?
Minus 1d6.
Minus 1d6.
Minus 1d6. Okay, so it's that minus.
Hey.
Yeah, with an 11.
Oh,
you...
fuck.
Oh, right.
Well,
Damn it.
no, no,
Right,
no. Yeah,
right,
so
right.
it's a
Yeah, so with
8.
with 8, you can't you can't figure out a way to make this thing stay on. You could sure as hell make it stay off, but you're just looking at it before you do anything, and you don't see anything that springs to mind as far as breaking it in such a way that it stays on.
Okay.
Can I give it a try with just a flat D20 roll if I don't have Hacker Fix?
Yeah. Also with a difficulty because you don't have the skill.
See what we can pull off. 15.
15.
There you go.
You're looking at it, Shawnee, and you look up. That's a power regulator. You sort of shoot a piece of the machinery on the wall, and it can't restrain the flow of energy anymore. And once that's gone away, it just this hypercharged laser barrier. So this area right here is now death.
Stay
Ooh.
put and wait for rescue. She will say across to them.
It's hard to hear over the loud crackling of lasers.
Yeah.
All right, but you have successfully begun your infiltration of the facility. I say infiltration very loosely. You have detained the survivors of your initial assault and have a general idea of the layout of the facility now. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end for the week. Let's say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.